101 Experiences. What is it? An organization dedicated to creating tourism experiences and promoting Northern Ontario. How or what? By creating inspiring interviews. Having worked myself in the tourist industry, I will introduce you what are my favorites. Are you ready now? Here are my inspiring interviews. Hi, Martise. Hi, Matt. Hi, Chris. This is a video intent for the NISCA Center of Leadership in Northern Ontario. I would like to thank them for the financing and the promotion of this video. They are intended to inspire a whole community to create 101 experiences. Now, I have these three guests with us. Matt from Definitely Dope, Martise from Definitely Dope, and Chris, an interpreter. We are really glad to have them here. First of all, I will ask Martise a short bio, where he went to school, what is he doing as a job right now, and what his life look like or sounds like an everyday perspective. And 30 seconds.
Okay, cool. So I was born deaf, and I'm from a deaf family, and so I went to deaf school, and I started out in a mainstream hearing school, and then once I got to high school, I went to a different high school because I wanted to have more transparent understanding and have a relative language that I was sharing, because if I'm struggling to hear, then I'm going to miss so much of what's being said. So I went to a school that was a little bit easier for me for accessibility. And then after that, I went to Gallaudet University in Washington, D.C. And that's where I met my boy, Matt Maxey. And so we clicked right away. We were homies from day one. And, we share that same struggle. And as two guys that had a similar experience, but at Gallaudet University, there's kind of the camp of the hard of hearing and the camp of the deaf. And so, and as well, I am a father, soon to be, of 5 kids that are all hearing, and my wife is the one that keeps me on my toes. So I'm part of a deaf ministry at a church, and and I work as well with Definitely Dope as a rep. And I do some teaching of ASL online, so that's what I've been doing so far, as well as working with Airbnb, which is online, and so that's been an amazing experience thus far.
Wow! Congratulations! I'm so amazed. I'm so surprised of all these all these accomplishments. Wow, it's incredible. I'm amazed, and congratulations! You never gave up. Whatever you did, you never gave up, and that's really amazing. And I want to, because I met Martise through the Airbnb experience as well online, and I was surprised how he was so sincere. The way he asked me at the end of the experience, what I loved is he asked me, ask me any question, but don't ask me what's my favorite color. Ask me real question, real talk right here. And that's what we are missing, this connection, this bridge. And that's what we are here for, to consolidate the bridges, to create new bridges between the hearing and the deaf. Now we will go on with Matt. Matt, please tell us maybe a short bio of your accomplishment, your life, what it looked like, what it sounds like. So your school, everyday work, etc.
All right. Well, life so far has been crazy, man. I grew up not knowing how to sign and not knowing about deaf culture, about the deaf community, and as well as Martise was saying, I met him at Gallaudet University, and that was when a lot of changes happened for me. That's when I started to really learn sign and really find my identity. But something that I never realized was my love for music and my passion for learning how to make that bridge, right? Using sign with music to be able to lead. And so that's been my direction until I established Definitely Dope. And so I've been meeting so many different people, such as Chance the Rapper, and I was on CNN.
Snapchat.
And as well, like I'm doing stuff on Snapchat. So, anyways, yeah, things have been pretty crazy to see how everything's been going and starting, and how people have been taking up my signing with music, and how I've been teaching performance to different schools and universities and organizations, including not-for-profits and different businesses. And then we partnered up with Airbnb, and as well, I'm doing some mentorship things and just trying to make Sign something, have a bigger impact, and make it something more special for people of color, right? Because you know, over the past 5 years, I've seen it just absolutely blow up. And so that's something that I'm trying to represent for Blacks, Latinos, everybody, right? And so including music and Sign and making that more mainstream and really capturing that audience of ASL. And it's a pretty fast, quickly growing language, and something that's spreading around the world. So it's pretty amazing to see that happen.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this condensed. Thank you very much for this condensed resume of your life. And you seem so, what I look like, you seem so happy of what you did. And that's amazing, because you're inspiring people of you have no limit of what you can accomplish. I want to ask you, Martys, as well. When you went to university, what kind of degree did you do? Did you do a degree or a certificate? What kind of study did you do? And after we'll go back to Matt.
Yeah, so before I went to Gallaudet University, I went to Marshall University, and that's in West Virginia. And I went there for football, but life changed. I was getting homesick, and I didn't know where I was going to go and what I was going to do. So I ended up going back home. After that, I went to Washington, D.C., and there was a lot of people I knew from home there. So, and that's when I was fortunate enough to meet Matt. And so several years later is when I started to do a lot more physical therapy, and working in physical therapy and sports medicine was my focus. So, and then of course, life took another turn, and that led me to where I am today, teaching ASL and counseling and content creator.
Wow!
And
wow!
the content creator, yeah, man.
Wow! Yeah, that's right. I was doing even business with you guys, and I'm proud of doing business with you. You are so professional. The way you bring this kind of content, but we will go back to the content a little bit later. I want to ask you, Matt, what did you study at Gallaudet University?
I studied education and psychology, but I ended up transferring to Florida State College at Jacksonville in Florida, obviously Florida State. But when I started there, I actually found that school was not the best thing for me, because I felt like the most I could learn in life was through experiencing, instead of just looking and learning from other people's experiences. So that actually kind of changed the whole course of my education, to the point to where I stayed in the library just pretty much learning as much as I could, just from different resources to help me be knowledgeable for when I would interact and network with people. And I actually feel like it made a huge difference to help get Definitely Dope to the point to where it's at today.
Matt, I want to tell you as well. Me too. I didn't. Me too is not for me. School. I had a hard time at school too. But what I love from you, two different profile is one. did the school curriculum, and it's really good as well. I'm impressed, but I'm impressed as well with you, Matt, that you said and you assume yourself it's not for me. I'm doing another path, and that's what we want to. We want to express all the diversity as possible to inspire the most people, and this is my duty. If I have a mic, we need you to speak up as well. We need to have different profile. I think so. It's the most important thing to say. You can achieve whatever you want. Marty's will inspire some people. You will inspire some people. I will inspire some people. And of course, Chris as well will inspire some people. That's a meaning. I want to ask you, Chris, how you get involved, if it's not personal, how you get involved with the deaf community and the interpreter.
I got involved because of my, yeah, I got involved because of my aunt who's deaf. But to be honest with you, Nick, I'm not gonna answer questions while I'm interpreting. If that's okay, we can chat another time. I just rather just focus on the interpreting. If that's okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, I wanna ask Martys and Matt. It's a question for you both. When I went on Airbnb online, when I saw your experience, I was amazed. I said, how come two deaf person can create a musical experience as well? Because I think so you're doing a lot of music interpreting and you are involved in the music scene and everything, and I was impressed. I was, oh my god, we need those people to speak up. It doesn't matter whatever we think, we need to include more deaf people and everything's around. So tell me how you get involved in music, please.
Well, you mean for Airbnb or the Airbnb experience? So I'm going to let Matt, he's the one that can go a little bit more in depth with that. But just from my perspective is, yes, I'm a deaf person. And when I was growing up, like hearing a bit of music and all different kinds of things, and I can hear music a bit, but that was my outlet. Because some songs you can really feel a connection to, and you can really, really connect to. And sometimes people are like, what? You're deaf, but you hear music? What? Wait, you know songs, you know the words the songs don't. I'm like, yeah, for sure. But there's a big misunderstanding with or misconception about deaf people. And because there are different varying levels of deafness. Some people are deaf, profoundly deaf, who don't speak, some do speak, and so on. And what's funny for me is that I can hear a little bit, talk a little bit funny, whatever. But when it comes to music and like hearing people, of course, understand, but there's certain groups of deaf people who can hear music, who can enjoy music. And so for people who want to take that experience of signing with music, like I'm saying, join the crew, like absolutely come and do it, and like learn as much as you can, because it's really an amazing experience. And also just looking at language and understanding it, and watching like Matt do songs. Like I remember seeing him do a song. I was like, oh my god. And for a lot of deaf people who watch him do it, they can understand it a lot more, right? So this is showing like a visual language with music, and that's something that's really awesome, and that's what I love about it.
It is really awesome. Thank you so much.
Agreed.
Now, Matt, please tell us how you get involved with the music.
I mean, my family was musical. My parents, my grandparents were involved with the church. It's just really music was everywhere, and I used to always walk around Gallaudet with headphones, or reading lyrics always 24/7. So really, it just kind of became a part of me. But once I started seeing how sign language could make those words and lyrics become a bigger picture and come to life, it just became an addiction. I didn't even realize how much content I put out over the years, just practicing, trying to learn, trying to understand, trying to practice the sign language. It's been about a 10-year process just trying to perfect it to the point to where, okay, if I sign a song for somebody that's deaf or hearing, they're going to understand what the song is. now it gets elevated when you have to teach them how to do that song too, because now you have to make it clear and understandable enough to where if the hearing person can have it simplified enough for them to be able to follow along, they feel more motivated and more inspired to try to learn more sign language. But then if the deaf person can see the sign language be slowed down enough and understood enough, their love for music may be reignited to the point to where, okay, I can enjoy music. I don't have to watch and interpret. Dun, dun, dun. I can actually vibe with it. I can have fun, do my
The way you move, man, I like it.
between the two of that impact, it just became okay. This is addiction. This is the passion. This is the career. This is everything that I wanted to be. Why would I stop? Why not just keep going? And now we have more people involved, like Marty, other people that we work with. Chris is a wonderful representative.
Mhm.
So it's great to see more people being able to show the beauty and passion of sign language, and that's just kind of how with music, perfect combination.
Wow! Thanks again. Wow! I love it, Matt. And I'm a fan of you guys. Martiz, I follow you on Instagram. I follow you on Facebook as well. We're definitely dope. I watched a lot of videos of you, and I like one video of you saying, Matt, that that's right, because I was watching your video interpreting some rap songs, and as I catch the signs even easier. It was easier for me to catch the song. I was practicing. I was, oh my god, he's so right, and it makes me create a bond with the deaf people. It's beautiful what you're doing. I want to know as well how you got approached by the online travel agencies as Airbnb. How did you approach? Like,
How do you approach it?
no, how did you approach it? Or let me change the question. How did get in contact with you, or did you apply and that's it?
Oh, I didn't apply. They found me. So
Wow!
that's
Wow! It's great. It's great. It's great.
I forget how, but it started last year with the beginning of COVID. And I think they found the website and some of the stuff that we have been doing with music. And after finishing with Chance the Rapper, they were just thinking, could you create an experience teaching sign language with music? And from there, we actually stayed in touch, trying to create different things, not involving music, but more of holiday, current events, what's going on now, things that could be more relatable during quarantine to help people learn sign language. So since then, it's been over a year now since they contacted and kind of became one of their favorite online experiences.
Yeah,
So
yes, yes.
Mm.
I totally confess. I did it with Martins. I loved it. I loved it. I love the way he was managing. I love the way he was interacting. I love the whole concept. Because myself, even I have a little workshop. It's about sign language as well, but not about the teaching, but more about emotions, communication, and interaction and intention. And what we will do, I want to have your idea of, not maybe your idea, but your definition as well of a. Is it easy or is it hard to work with other people as a deaf person?
Well, there's a couple things, right? Like, so I'm a deaf person, also a black man, and those are two strengths, right? So I already have that. I already have that mindset where I have to make it. So it doesn't matter what it is, the way that I think and my approach, I need to make sure that I can do everything by any means necessary, uh, regardless of what it is or the approach or whatever. Because I already have those challenges, but at the same time, is I want to be able to give other people a reason to catch up. So, um, and like taking that minute and being like, if I'm deaf and I'm a black person, do I got to work twice as hard? But if I can do it, then other people can do it as well. Because I don't wait for people to meet my needs. Sometimes I have to meet other people's needs, and sometimes there's resources that I need, or I can be a resource creator and provide that and create awareness for people instead of being passive. But so for people who want to approach deaf people or people in general, I mean, for me, it's a little bit of a hard answer because I'm already doing it with those two things. So I use those as strengths by meeting people's needs, but at the same time just doing whatever I need to by all means necessary.
You are so right, Martise. The way when you express it, that you're a Black man, a deaf person. I'm a Black man as well, and seeing you guys, it looks like I'm doing not enough with my life. I feel like I'm not moving faster enough, further enough. I want to do even more and more and more and more. Matt and Martise, that's what it's an addiction. And you, Matt, how it is to work as a deaf person, as a Black man too? How's the work force or a workplace? Is it adapted for you? Do you what could we do to improve the settings for deaf person? How can we include more people in the workplace?
All right. I'm not going to use my voice for this part, but really how to improve is, it's just about communication, right? Like that's the thing that is what can spread the most awareness. So spreading that awareness about deaf people is something that everybody can be a part of. Even just learning basic signs, figure spelling, basic communication. That's something that we want to do. But as somebody that is Black and deaf, 100%. But how do we make an impact and do something special with social media? And with social media, that's something that could be a very positive perspective. Seeing somebody that's Black and deaf who's teaching, learning, enjoying life, and changing the standard, like the status quo. Because, from time, somebody that was Black and deaf was looked down upon, right? Like in the past. And deaf people were seen in the past as deaf and dumb. Yeah. But with something like social media, is you're seeing that intellect, you're seeing that brilliance, and you're seeing that knowledge that deaf people have. And so that's a little bit more of the culture that people are exposed to. So how you can help is just being a representative and like working together with deaf people, like inviting us to be part of an interview. Having an interpreter is something that's really good because there's a lot of information that's there and something that could be really beautiful to watch. Whereas with other people who have businesses and companies and whatever, is I can see that, but the fear is different because it's not the same as it was before. For people who can do their own thing and do it on their own, you don't always have to look to somebody else for that. So just because you don't know how to do something, it doesn't mean that you can't be successful doing it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you again. Thank you so much for your vulnerability. What I would ask again, one more question. What would you give tips to someone who want to start a business or who want to start something in life, or either an experience or any kind of experience or anything in life? This message is intended for a deaf person or even a hearing person. Anything. What would be your first advice? The first thing that you would give a tip? Yes, Martise.
Well, for a business, a couple things that I would say is a lot of people focus on setting up a business and the actual financing, right? So having money available for emergencies, for insurance and things like that course, but what a lot of people don't think about is the resources that they can provide. So, for example, providing captions, interpreters, doing interviews, exposure, lots of things that make it easier for communication access for anybody. It's not just for deaf people when you set up those communication accessibility points, but for anybody, and as well having that cultural integration of having BIPOC people that are in there and people of color, because you can use that, and you could also provide resources or create a fund to be able to provide resources to different people. So when you're looking at your if you're looking at your capital, and then you're looking at your property, and then whatever taxes there is, plus an emergency fund. But what a lot of people don't think about is the resource, how to be a resource and to provide more like services. And people never think about that, right? They're thinking, oh man, I gotta pay out of pocket for this or whatever. But there's businesses as well who need to be able to think about that, because once you have a business, there's three things. There's
emergency,
tax, insurance, and emergency fund. So a lot of people aren't thinking about the third one is actually resources. So providing access for all people. So not only deaf people, hearing people as well, is resources to help provide access. So, and that's the thing that's often overlooked. Yeah, so.
Thank you very much. And you, Matt, what would be the advice or the tip for someone who wants to start a business? And we will address this message for deaf people as well, but for hearing people as well too, for everyone.
It's about your network.
Oh.
It's all about your network, and your network, and making your network your net worth.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because no, but like honestly is meeting so many different, socializing with so many different people, and a lot of people want to help a good cause, right? So when you're positive, and you have that positive energy, and you have that positive attitude, all of those things are factors in making people be drawn to you. And so, and the more people are drawn to you, that network grows a lot better, and being able to work with people, working as a team, working as a group. Because I know that sometimes I'm working alone a lot, but it's about developing that trust with people, and learning how to trust people more. So, and the more you can trust people, the more things can go up from there. So that would be, other than that, that's the best advice. Yeah.
And guys, what would be, we'll finish in maybe 2-3 minutes. I want to ask you two questions about what are your future projects? It can be anything in life or business wise.
Not saying anything, not touching that. Yeah, we can't really say our next step, but what we want to do is we want to keep working with groups of people, individuals, businesses, and showing people how they can raise awareness, and not just for deaf people, but how they can make it work for deaf and hearing people. So how is it possible to link those two things together? Something that we really want to do, and we want to bridge that gap, because there is too much missing, too many people missing from that. And just from me growing up, I'm still seeing people that are kind of off to the sidelines and are unsure. But I'm saying, like, don't be afraid to get out there, to network, and it's being able to hear is only one thing. That people can do anything except hear.
You're so right.
For future projects,
Matt, you don't want to say anything about your future project?
Nope.
Perfect.
Nope.
Thank you so much. I will ask Chris. You want to ask? Did you
But
wanna-
I'm pleading the fifth. Yeah, I'm pleading the fifth on that.
The Fifth Amendment. Oh my God, the Fifth Amendment.
That's it. Yeah, man.
Now, this is a question for Chris. Do you have any question that you want to ask, or I was missing in this portrait?
Me?
Yeah.
No, man. I had nothing to add.
Perfect. You have nothing to add. So thank
Yeah.
you very much, Martise. Thank you very much, Matt. I really appreciate. And I hope. No, you know what? I will rephrase. I don't hope. I'm sure it will inspire people because you have two different backgrounds, but you have the same purpose, and that's what brings us together. We all have different backgrounds, but we have the same purpose: is to raise awareness and to inspire people and tell them nothing is impossible. Guys, if you can make it, as you said, everyone can make it. Now I feel so much more energized. Just watch it.
Yeah.
Do some moves. Can you do some move a little bit?
Awesome, man. Yeah.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you. That was an inspiring interview with Matt from Definitely Dope and Martise Colswood from Definitely Dope and Chris Delage, a great and the greatest interpreter. He knows how to ASL and Black American Sign Language as well too. So thank you very much, and we'll start. Bye.
Thank you. All right. See you, everybody.